welcome, friends and family. Let me do the honors. Let me go ahead and introduce you to my auntie, Linda Phillips.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, you all. So if you're familiar with Auntie, she always engaging and commenting on story time, and we just happen to live real close to each other. So she is joining us on story time. You can also find her on Facebook. If you with the teaching and if you with the smoke, you can find her on Facebook under Linda Phillips. All right. So I am super excited. Today is Thursday, which means we're going to hit that 10 commandments. And like I said yesterday, I think I really got myself under control today.
Okay.
Because I got you to help me.
We're going to help each other.
Okay. I don't know, because our personalities are so much alike. So I don't know how much helping we're going to do for one another.
That's true. Double dose.
There you go. There you go. We're gonna
get what you get.
You're going to get what you get, and don't throw a fit, okay? We're going to give it to you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and read the 10 commandments. And listen, if I spend a little time on the 17th verse, let me be. Okay?
We're going to let it be.
All right. So 10 commandments, because it is Thursday. And after we have read Psalms 91 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's good to have a refresher to understand what it is we are to guard. And so here we go. It says, I am Yahuwah Eloheka, which have brought you out the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other Elohim before me. You shall not make unto you any graven image or any likeness, anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Okay, mermaids? My bad. You shall not bow down yourself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah Eloheka, am a jealous owl, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that do hate me, and showing mercy to them that unto thousands of them that love me and guard my commandments. It was a whole lot of
guard them.
Guard that. You better guard it. Okay. Air snatch. You shall not take the name Yahuwah Eloheka in vain, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. Remember the day of the Sabbath to keep it holy. To keep it what?
Holy.
Set that thing apart, y'all. Make it special. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah Eloheka. In it you shall not do any work, nor you, my bad, it says you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your cattle, come on, nor your stranger that is within your gates.
Nobody.
I felt that little key sweat. For in 6 days Yahuwah made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahuwah blessed the day of the Sabbath.
He blessed it.
And he hallowed that thing. And he hallowed it. Here we go. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which Yahuwah Eloheka gives you. You shall not kill. You shall not break wedlock. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. 17th verse. You shall not lust after your neighbor's house. You shall not lust after your neighbor's woman, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is of your neighbor.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Leave it. That thing will get you in trouble. Don't do it. Okay? All right. Dad said, is that my sister Linda?
Sure is. Hello, my brother. You see, I love story time.
May Yah add a blessing to the hearers and the readers of his word on today, as I make this fake transition into the book. Negro question. It wasn't a fake transition, but it definitely wasn't a smooth one.
Well, we got there. That's the important part.
That's right. So if you have the 7th book of the Negro question, he says, thanks for the coffee this morning.
Oh, he's so welcome.
Listen, Auntie Linda,
you're so welcome.
What's Starbucks, okay? Who is Pete's? We don't care. We go to her house and get our coffee. Okay?
True.
We go to her house. We will drive to go to her house. All right. See, Dad, you. Oh, okay. All right, Auntie, we not trying to be a mess. Listen, she said y'all a mess. All
Which
right.
auntie said that?
Auntie, no, Auntie Shelley on the beat.
Oh,
Michelle is real professional.
all right, we'll try.
We was Auntie Shelley on the beat said that one. But we're in the Negro question, and if you enjoyed yesterday's service, I don't even use a service because I don't think I served anything.
Well,
I don't know.
You read.
I read
Yesterday's reading.
Yesterday reading. There you go. We're coming back for more.
Ooh,
and guess who's gonna do the reading? Because you know who mine can't take it? My mind can't take it.
It's all right. All right. We're going to start with General Charles Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Washington and his generals were legends of the American Revolution. This comes from Volume 1, Arthur George Lippard, or Lepard, page 33. And this is a quote from the book. The one who held the map was tall and straight-shouldered, and I knew the figure to be that of the general-in-chief. As I approached, I recognized, too, the swarthy face of General Charles Lee.
I think it may have been some processing, some white processing, some coloring, something. I don't know. Auntie?
His hat, maybe.
His hat is black?
But if it was tilted, maybe there would be a little swag that we could say, okay, maybe. But there isn't. I don't see it.
I don't see it at all.
So, and I have on my contacts. I don't see it.
I don't see it at all.
Okay. Swarthy face of General Charles Lee. Then it has in Hostile Red, a romance of the Mammoth Campaign. Arthur Joseph Alexander, Al Tesler, page 314.
I like how you tackled that last name.
Standing, here's another quote, I guess, from his book. Standing in the same circle with Pickering and Lee, the captain of the Persian band. Is that Persian yet?
It's whatever you want it to be.
It's Persian.
P-A-R-T-I.
Cartesian
like
band. With his slight form and swarthy face, who was on detail on that fateful night with the commander-in-chief. Interesting. Okay. Now we're going to go over and see General Light Horse Henry Lee.
Now listen, this brother looked like he owned horses, but I don't know about him being a brother.
He's somebody's brother. Then we have the name Frank Leslie's Illustrated Newspaper. Okay, so this is from a newspaper. Volume 41 through 43 from May 13th, 1876, and it's on page 162. The Ruddy Virginian Light Horse Henry Lee. General Henry Lee was also the Virginian representative to the U.S. Congress. The ruddy man was the father of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. This is the best image that I could get of this guy. You can see the whitening taking place around his mouth. Black Continental General. I need to see a picture of General Robert E. Lee up next to him if he was the father. Because there's gonna, and I've only seen pictures of the Caucasoid. Yeah. Anyway, we're going on to page 114, and it's talking about this black German Baron von Steuben was hired by the Congress of the United States to come to the 13 colonies and train the Continental Army. This image was taken from the base of the statue in Valley Forge National Park, Pennsylvania. Unless you are Ray Charles, you should be able to see that this relief depicts Baron von Steuben, the soldiers and his aide as black men. I suspect that the aide holding his coat is none other than, he suspects, General Benjamin Walker, also a black man.
Listen, I guess I've been blind, okay? Because a lot of these images, I don't see what he sees. But that's okay.
Ray Charles. Okay, also a black man. He's talking about General Benjamin Walker was also a black man. I shall attempt to slow the image down further to get a good look at the Baron and his aide. Um, as you can see, as you cannot see, General Baron von Steuben and his aide are clearly presented as black men. It's not that clear. Oh. It's grainy, and it leaves you to question the validity. That's all I'm going to say. So this image matches the statement of Benjamin Franklin. The Germans are swarthy. Black German Baron von Steuben. I really wish photography had been
better, clearer.
Or even that, like back in that time, they would have had actual photographs, because
this is not doing it justice. I get it. If you writing a book on a budget, then you know what? This is an A+. This is an A+.
That's true. That's true. Oh, okay. All righty. So on page 116, there's a dark-hued black General Pulowski is on the lead horse with his swarthy black Polish army following with swords in hand. And it's a statue in Patterson Park, in Baltimore, Minnesota.
I like how you said, like it was going to be somewhere in California.
Well, no, I was expecting to see Greece, Rome,
you're right,
and all of that. And so to hear that it's actually in the United States is surprising.
You're right. I'm still waiting to see Fairfield, California or something.
Washington and his generals are legends of the American Revolution, Volume 1, page 39. And it says, that gallant band whom comes trooping, spurring their stout steeds with wild haunches, every swarthy hand raising a sword on high. They wear the look of foreigners, trained to fight in the exterminating wars of Europe. Their leader, Pulowski, is tall.
Nancy? See her people involved.
No, this is Pulowski. Hers is Pulowski.
Too close.
Sometimes they change the lettering to disassociate from
where she been at anyway.
Particular.
It ain't my business.
Okay, Pulowski.
You right. Never mind.
Is tall and proportioned with a dark hued colored face. The memoir said that these black men came from Europe, not Africa, which is 4,512 miles from Africa. Black Polish Continental General. So now, George Washington. Are there any memoirs from the 18th century that give an eyewitness description of George Washington? Yes, there is, but we will have to use multiple memoirs of people that actually knew George Washington. The eyewitness description of George Washington and his French forefather is going to destroy the false memories that you were taught by academia. That's funny, though, because I remember my mom talking about how back in her day before, like in her mom's day, so my grandma, there was rumor that there had been a black president.
Really? Back in her day?
Back in her day. We never had any proof of this. It was just word of mouth. So I'm interested to see what this is going to say. So it says keywords and definitions. Swarthy means black. Ruddy means red. Moor or Morin means black. Book Hugh Wynn, The Free Quaker, page 463. Okay, so that's how it's defined in the Hugh Wynn book. General Washington has blue eyes and ruddy skin. Okay. I've seen a lot of ruddy skin in my life. It's not all been tawny. Okay. I began to see the faces plainly, being, as I have said, not 15 feet away from the window. Sir William Howe was dancing with Miss Redmond. I was struck, as others have been, with his likeness to Washington. You got to show the picture.
You're right. This is Della Reese.
Washington resembled Sir William Howe. What did the British Commander-in-Chief William Howe look like? Well, this is an accurate. I can't say it right because it's
accurate.
Yeah, thank you. Image of the Black British Commander-in-Chief William Howe.
I think Della Reese was really related.
Okay. The American Revolution 100. The battles, people, and events of the American Revolution, page 58. Commander-in-Chief William Howe was swarthy, 6 feet tall, with bad teeth. Leave the teeth alone, people.
Thank you. Everybody ain't able.
They need to stop.
Says the one that's missing a tooth and listen, leave the teeth alone.
Okay. Maybe we'll say 6 feet tall and didn't smile very often.
There you go.
This would mean that General George Washington had a swarthy complexion. I was sitting at McDonald's, my other office, trying to put the finishing touches on
McDonald's,
this book.
Sir,
Yes,
where
he said
they're
McDonald's.
feeding us.
McDonald's.
I'm gonna need you to go to Burger King.
The Golden Arches.
Where you can have it your way. Maybe not
any
Burger
day,
King.
but just cook at home.
There you go.
Okay. He was finishing up the touches of this book at that place, at that restaurant. And I decided to do an experiment. He counted 15 feet from the window and looked from where he was standing to see. I'm just going to read it like I'm here.
Yeah, have a conversation.
Standing to see if I could see some of the faces of people approaching the windows or sitting in their cars. And I could.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to see their faces and the color of their skin perfectly. Need 20/20 vision for that.
Okay.
General Washington looks like Colonel Benedict Arnold. What did General Arnold look like? Come and see.
I heard you say, I heard you.
This comes from the book Hugh Wynn, The Free Quaker, page 385. That's Major Arnold. And he is a dark man and yet ruddy with a large nose. It's a long nose.
Yeah, I don't know about large, because when you think of large, I think of width. He definitely don't have the width, but he definitely have the length of nose. Okay, the length is there. The width, not quite. I mean, but then again, I just have to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe these photos was doctored up, or when you got something unseasoned.
Yeah,
and you need to doctor it up.
I keep saying I'm going to go back and watch the Watchmen's Whited Out series, because they might have some of these same pictures in there, and that might explain it better.
He got the booty chin, like that ain't a part of us.
I've seen a couple of us with that chin thing, but not many. Not many.
The little lips. I mean, I listen.
It's questionable.
It's definitely questionable. Listen.
So what does this say? Okay. Lee, General Arnold, des chefs de l'armée Anglo-American.
Nailed it.
So it's saying that he's a Anglo-Saxon. Publisher, Paris Ches Notes and Reptili. Oh,
I was about to say, I can definitely see reptilian if you talk about that. I can see that.
Jeanbach, Germany, 1778. Library of Congress, reproduction, license, I guess that's DIG, PGA, 10/5/25. Copy from the original item. Okay, so that puts that to rest. Okay, this image of Benedict Arnold fits the description given to us by Hugh Wynn. This engraving was completed in France in the year 1780.
Listen, I want him to be right just as much as you want to be right, okay? But I don't see ruddy, I don't see tawny, I don't see dark. But let's just say they whited out the picture.
I need some. That's a lot to take.
L for love.
Okay, he's telling us again. Dark is black, swarthy is black, and ruddy is red. And that's General George Washington. And that's from the Library of Congress.
Who?
Yeah,
George Washington, that's on our
that,
money?
but it doesn't even look
It don't
the
even
same
look the
as.
same. Give me a $20 bill.
Y'all send her a $20 bill so she could
Let
check
me check.
it.
Let me get like 8 people to send me $20. Maybe somebody look,
Because the
maybe
print is sometimes off.
Yeah, maybe
So,
the picture don't look right.
Based on the eyewitness account given to us by Hugh Wynn, a surreal, unusual image of George Washington begins to emerge. George Washington was dark, swarthy, and ruddy, with blue eyes. This is the testimony of the people that knew him personally.
Who is on our money then? Because who is on our money don't look nothing like this. I mean, he's still questionable, okay? But who was on our money?
I don't know. Like the blown up one?
Okay, yeah, the blown up one, yeah. That one is on our money. But this one, this guy right here, he ain't on our money. Maybe we got, what do you call them? The clone. Oh. Listen, cloning was real.
They've been doing it for a long time.
For centuries. Because this brother is not on your money.
He says, is this it? Is this all the evidence that I have? Of course not. I have a greater witness than this. Come and see.
Bam.
That's the statue of George Washington at Ile de Reconnac Museum in France. This statue of George Washington was found 4,760 miles from America in the country of France, and it depicts him as a Black man. I have broken this statue down in 3 phases. The statue of George Washington untouched, the statue's head cropped off, and the head of the statue lightened. The extremes. On the next page, I set the lightened head of George Washington's statue next to the image of George Washington found at the Library of Congress, and I was stunned.
I'm wondering if he's going to show something different. Bam, here you go.
The image on the left is an image of George Washington that is currently housed at the Library of Congress. The face of the statue on the right is from the Library Cognac Museum in France.
You better mispronounce that.
I know. I wanted to say cognac, and it could be because that's where cognac comes from.
Oh, let's go with that then.
Cognac.
Okay.
When I set the lightened statue's head beside the image of George Washington's engraved image, it is a perfect match.
Define perfect.
Exactly. But even twins have differences, slight differences. So
you're right. But auntie, this look like 2 different people. Like I feel like tearing up the page and just putting them both side to side. But I don't want to disrespect this book like that.
No, look.
But they look like 2 different people.
When we saw that they looked like us, we admitted it.
Yes, we did. Yes,
we didn't throw it in anybody's face. We just said, okay, that looks like us. So expect the same thing when we see something that doesn't look like us. We're not saying that it's it's not true. I just can't see it now.
I can't see that's why I need definition of perfect. I don't see it. But that's okay. This is his book. He wrote it in McDonald's. Let's go.
Okay, let me see. Where was I?
15 feet away.
Child.
You were on based on.
Look, we just go. Yeah. When I set, he did that. And it is a perfect match based on the memoirs, the Library of Congress image, and the statue from France. It appears that we have found the real George Washington. Will the real George Washington please stand up?
Oh, okay. Listen. Yeah, the real George Washington is probably this brother right here, Georgie. But what we got
was a different
one.
George Washington. Okay, the memoirs of the people that knew George Washington personally are accurate and very detailed. Let's view the image of George Washington's great-great-great-grandfather that is on the base of the statue. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I can see that. Now that back, the first one, yeah, that one right there. It looks like it's blackface on it, or where they had started to do a whiteout process.
Right.
It's real light, and then it gets dark right on the bridge of the nose and back.
First off, it's the turtleneck for me. He us with the dazzling things on there, the bedazzles.
So
yeah,
okay, let's go. This is from the Nicolas Marteau French Basque, great grandfather of George Washington. This is an image of George Washington's black swarthy great ancestor, the French Huguenot Nicolas Marteau. This black man came to America in 1620 on the ship of Francis Bonaventure, and he is depicted as a black man. Nicholas had a daughter by the name of Elizabeth Marteau. This black French woman married Colonel Reed. It's not spelled the same as my maiden name, so I'm going to pass it up. Black Brit, a man from Britain, Wales. A daughter was born to them by the name of Mildred Marteau, a black woman who in turn married Colonel Augustus Warner, and to them were born the illustrious George Washington. Benjamin Franklin said, "The French are swarthy, black." And when he traveled to France, he wrote, "The Frenchmen in North France are swarthy." I'm not going to keep going swarthy black. We all know swarthy means black. Thomas Jefferson wrote during the storming of the Bastille in France, "I saw 60,000 Frenchmen of all colors storming the Bastille. These are the facts, notification, as they have been handed down to this generation. George Washington had French, Huguenot, Basque blood in him from his great grandfather's side of the family." So there could have been some.
Yeah, absolutely.
Franklin's mother was a black woman, being the offspring of two black nations, the French Black Basque and the Black Brit Welsh. Professor Boyd Dawkins said, "The Black Britons were pushed westward into Wales and Scotland." This is the reason Washington was described as being swarthy and ruddy. He was a mulatto. Makes sense.
Yeah.
French Welsh prince. Have you ever seen a street fight that started in the street and then it ended up in somebody's front yard?
Good fight.
This great argument, memoirs, has come forth from the grave and is banging on the front doors of academia. It is time to examine the black occupation of the 13 colonies.
Ooh.
Now that picture is the Battle of Lake George, 1756, an engraving. And the engraver was Samuel Blodgett.
I like the way you said it.
17, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It
Blodgett.
There you go.
In 1724, London, 1756. The Battle of Lake George was an attempt by the British to expel the French from North America. I am not concerned with the particulars of that battle. Make it plain. My interest lies in the color of the British troops. I have enlarged the image to the next on the next page so that the blackness of the redcoats can be plainly seen. See the next page, please. That does not make it clear.
Right. That's what listen. Like I said,
the one on 127 looks like it might be little bears.
Listen, for a book on a budget, you did A+. A+, sir. No complaints. I'm done with my complaints.
So I think that's why it's important that he put where he found them, the page and everything, so we could actually go and look them for ourselves to see them in their without being blown up that way, because it makes it hard. So yeah, it says Black British soldiers at Fox Lake, cropped from the image on page 125. Do you see all these Black British German soldiers?
No, he didn't. Don't put us on the spot. You know what we see.
We're just gonna make that a rhetorical question.
Right.
These images prove that the British, Welsh, and the Germans were a black people during the American Revolution. So then we have another crop picture from page 125. Same picture, but I guess cropped again and turned. As you can see,
you're right about that.
I have slowed the picture down by blowing up parts of the image to make it clear to you that the British, German, Hessian soldiers were black.
Mm.
Now, admittedly, I've seen some pictures on the internet, on Google, that were from 1700s, a couple of from 1400s, and you could really tell about the pigmentation of the skin.
I mean, as long as it doesn't. I mean,
I think he wants us to search these things out for ourselves, and he's just giving us the storyline, the backdrop to get our attention. So here we have the real American Indian. Black Indians, image cropped from page 125. Benjamin Franklin said, all of America is swarthy, and William Penn said, the Indians are black. What happened to the black Indians? The whites committed genocide against the swarthy American Indians under the pretense of manifest destiny. After
listen, wait, what did he say? What happened to the black Indians?
He said after the Indians were exterminated. Wait a minute. You want me to go back up to where I was?
Listen, because if you think about it, like really, when you think of black Indians, you don't think of us, right? Like you don't think Hebrew people.
I didn't think Hebrew, but we had black Indians around us.
But then you think about it, like they just grouped us when we came. We were just one people.
That's all.
Right? So now it's black. But I think it's important, like, man, there were some Hebrews.
There were. The Seminole Indian is a perfect example.
There you go.
So let's see. Okay, so they committed genocide against the swarthy American Indians under the pretense of manifest destiny. After the black Indians were exterminated, the whites assumed their identity and took their lands.
Listen.
It's still happening.
After they were exterminated, I mean, I hate, like, okay, and whites assumed their identity. What is that to assume? To take on
their culture.
Everything.
That's why we don't
their
have
culture,
a lot
their
of the
birthright.
Left.
Exactly. So how's it from just Indians, though? They grouped it to just one specific people, but not a nation. You assume the nation of Judah, the whole people, forget just Judah, Israel, okay? You assumed, you took on the nation of Israel, whether you depicted us as Indians, the early Japanese, before they came to who they are. You took on everything, okay? Not just one group of people. Everybody, okay?
You couldn't take on the pigment.
But you lack the pigment. But you take on the customs, the birth. You want the birthright. Come on, spirit of Esau.
It's not going to happen.
You want that back. I can't even say you want it back because it was never given to the Gentiles.
Nope.
It was not. So I retract that. But listen, and took their land. You're still in our land.
It's been stolen. It's been raped. It's been taken away from us. But it's okay. It's okay.
Right. Because you guys don't even have peace. And who's to say that the real Jerusalem is what you say it is? You've been lying to us all these years, all these centuries. I dare not believe
it makes you question everything. Everything.
Plot twist. Okay.
How much time we got left?
We got we stopped at 45.
Okay. So the whites assumed their identity and took their lands. This is how the white Indian came into being. Prior to manifest destiny, there was no such thing as a white Indian. There's actually no such thing as a white person. That's just a color. Anyway, identity theft is not a new concept in the earth. When the Assyrians deported the 10 tribes, they placed Assyrians in Samaria. And when the Babylonians deported Judah, Edom took Judah's land and assumed their identity to this very day.
To this very day.
They will tell you themselves.
But it's up to you to believe it. Auntie Shelley on the beach said they were giving away free land to the Indians, yes. So Japheth's children paid the government $5 to say that they were Indian.
Thank you.
Indian. Absolutely.
Check history. And we're not saying this because, like, sure, we were upset when we first found out about these things.
Absolutely.
But now it's just to draw attention to who we are so we can know what we should do now. It's not just about saying, oh, I'm from Judah, I'm Hebrew. No, it's more than that. We have a job to do.
That's right.
And it's funny to me how in Christianity we were told we're supposed to be witnesses for Christ.
Right. Absolutely.
We're still witnessing. We're just telling you the truth so that you can come out of that type of thinking, because once you really ask Yahuwah to open up your mind, it's going to come in like a flood. If you're truly seeking him, if your heart is saying, yeah, I really want to know, is what they're saying true?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they being deceived? He's going to let you know. Because I had to ask that same question, like, wait a minute, it's been JC all my life. I was from the womb.
Right.
I was JC'd. So when I got the news, it was like, oh, wait a minute. Then I did my own research and I found out we've been lied to and we're still being lied to. So if this book can help you search your way through to truth, do it.
Do it.
Read those books that they tell you not to read, because those 66 are condensed versions of the whole history of our people. It tells us our beginning, our middle, where we are now, and where we're going to end up, and whether or not you're going to be on the right side of ending up, because the end is truly the beginning.
Absolutely.
Don't let them fool you.
Don't let them fool you. Wake up, y'all.
Okay, back to, let's see. This comes from the historical caricature of the Cherokee Nation. I remember I used to say, I'm Cherokee.
Me too.
And then I found out we had Crow in it. And it doesn't matter.
I just wanted to be anything other than black. So I took on anything. I was Cherokee with nappy hair. Okay? Listen.
But we didn't know that that was in our ancestry, but they made us not want to be ourselves.
Right. Absolutely.
But tell you, look, when the fros started rocking, my oldest sister wore a fro, I wore a fro.
Listen, when I started realizing who we was, I was like, oh, we really popping.
Yes. And that's why, they copy us. Anyway, okay. When the whites began the extermination of the American Indian, they created this cartoon. But what I want to focus on is the color of the American Indian. The government propaganda at that time depicted the American Indian as a black man. And why? This is what they knew to be true in their generation. And this is identical in nature to the comment made by Benjamin Franklin. All of America is wholly swarthy. This is why I made the statement that the white Indian is a new concept in the earth. During colonial times, there was no such thing.
No such thing as a white Indian. No such thing.
I see a fro.
I see a fro. That gets me excited.
That is President Andrew Jackson.
Drew. What's up, Drew?
French Huguenot Basque blood. This is a lithograph from 1830, Library of Congress. This is the original print of President Andrew Jackson being depicted as a black Frenchman along with the various black Indian chiefs. Okay. Well, the whiteout process had already started. And that isn't just talking about them whiting out the pictures. It was whiting out the nations by raping, by intermarrying with them.
Absolutely.
And
That's why he said, like, Benjamin Franklin was saying, like, they couldn't take on our color.
yeah,
Like, or I was saying, like, so what were you guys doing before? How was y'all trying to condense this pigment,
they
this
didn't know.
melanin? They couldn't.
They didn't
And you
know.
can see it on his hands, how dark he is.
Yeah.
But there's,
Yeah.
So
but
definitely,
it's-
when we say white out, yeah, we definitely mean that as well.
Okay. Okay. Along with the various Black Indian chiefs, take a closer look at the picture on the wall behind Jackson. The Indian is depicted as Black.
What Indian?
Next page. Okay. The Indian is depicted as a Black person, and Lady Britain is depicted as a white woman.
Now that's okay. Okay. So the picture, the lady in the back, her. Okay. I don't know which one is depicted as a Black person, but all I see is white Tutti Tribe. So
well, I think they mean that picture there. I can see a silhouette of a white woman because the dress is blending in with her face, and you see black hair or dark hair.
Auntie Linda,
some things you have to see, I think, in person to, I guess, really see what is being spoken of or written about.
And keep in mind, you all, I wish I had some chicken so I can chew the meat and spit the bones out. But you got to chew the meat and spit the bones out. And then again, he's giving you where he's finding his sources. So if you're like me, like, no, that brother don't look a lick of Black, just look up.
Gotta go. This portrait of Andrew Jackson supports the noise out there that says he was a Black man. Our focus today is not on Andrew Jackson, but the Black century depicts the Indian as a man of color. I shall produce another eyewitness, okay? Maybe we'll have a little more something. The founder of Pennsylvania, William Penn. Yeah. Memoirs of the Public and Private Life of William Penn, page 140. William Penn for the natives, and it says Indians in parentheses. I shall consider them in their persons, language, manners, religion, and government. For their persons, they are generally tall, straight, and well built, and of singular proportion. Their complexion is black, like the gypsies in England. These they grease themselves with bear fat, and using no defense against the sun and weather, their skin must be swarthy. I remember being probably around 7 or 8, and
y'all have beer.
No, but fat? They would use Crisco.
Oh, Crisco
oil.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I don't remember that, but I know that happened.
Oh my, wow.
Okay. That was before my time.
Yeah. See, I was just a wee one when I heard that story. Let's see. William Penn not only tells us that the Indians in North America were Black, but he tells us that they are Black as the Europeans in England. Wow. William Penn also gives us the definition of swarthy. Penn said, Black is swarthy. Benjamin Franklin said the same thing, the same exact thing in 1751.
Don't you turn that page. Don't you turn it. Don't you turn it.
You got something to say, huh?
No, first off, I've never heard of a Black European. So I thank you for bringing that to my attention out of all the years I've been living.
In high school, we had my art teacher who came from Scotland, who was Black. And us Black kids, we were like, you're from where? And I literally said, I didn't know that they had Blacks in Scotland.
Listen, I'm about to...
He gave us like a lot of information. Not only was he talented, but he was intelligent. And he just encouraged our love for the arts. But to find him at our school in a Black man that was Scottish, that was interesting.
And that's crazy because we read about the Black Scots.
Yeah.
But wow,
That
I've
was
never.
the first time I saw one.
I was
in
like,
life.
I've never even seen that.
And my cousin that lives in Turkey now, he was in the Navy. And everywhere he went, because we'll talk on Facebook, right? He said, it does not matter where you go in this world, you're going to find us. We might be tucked back in the village somewhere, underground, pushed aside. We are always less than the rest of that nation.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like prophecy right there. You're going to find us
Read the
everywhere.
book of Revelations.
In Deuteronomy.
Okay.
Because he pushed us back 4 corners of this flat earth. All right. So listen, you all, we are, I'm 3 minutes.
Over?
3 minutes over.
Uh-oh.
3 minutes over. So, yes, Nashawn said you're going to find us. You are, because that's what he said. He scattered us. Listen, we're not lost. We just scattered. Well, actually.
We're coming back together.
We are. Come on, 2 sticks.
Oh, you like to do, oh wait. We don't
sticks.
do Wakanda, right?
No.
We're holding the sticks like this. Yeah,
that's fake. This is real.
Okay.
Bring them 2 sticks together.
Oh, this way.
Yes.
Okay. Now you don't see us now, you do. But no.
Yes.
Come on. The 2 sticks are coming back together.
Right. I'm Northern Kingdom. She's Southern Kingdom. And we coming back together. Listen. We're going to stop. Okay.
I'm sure they won't get us.
All right. Yeah, listen. They are. But it's okay. We're going to go ahead and see you tomorrow on Friday at 7 p.m.
Yes.
Auntie Linda, thank you for joining me.
I thank you for inviting me. I was nervous, but it was fun.
Ooh!
And it was interesting. So
yes.
We're good.
Yes.
We're good.
So listen, I never know who's going to join me for story time. I don't know. But listen, you helped me get through that because I was like, how am I going to get through it?
I could understand why you had a little difficulty yesterday because it hit you by surprise when you see one thing on the page written and then you see the picture and it does.
Yeah.
The twain did not meet. Like they were like, we thought it was going to be like this.
Yes.
And then it went.
Right.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Now you see me.
Yeah.
Now you don't.
Right.
It was like that.
It was like that.
So,
I like that.
Bad.
Yes. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and sign off a story time. We will see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m.
You got to pray out.
You right. I was going to go there too.
Mm-hmm.
I was, any closing remarks?
Not a one. It was good being here.
All right.
And I can't wait to get into the rest of this. The Negro question, part 7.
7, last book.
We're going to need him to do an 8, though.
We are. We really are.
Get some clarification.
Yes. Come on, Mr. Lee. You be coming. So far, you've been coming. I don't know. You've been leaving us. Listen. All right, Father. No, you want to pray? Yes. Go ahead.
All right. Abba Yah, we just come thanking you, saying thank you for Brother Lee Cummins.
Yes.
We ask that you would just continue to watch over him and give him a word in his spirit that will allow him to bring forth some more information with more clarity, Father.
Yes, Father.
I thank you for everyone that has tuned in to listen. And I pray, Father, that you would touch their hearts, that they would search you out for themselves and not just depend on not our word, not Mr. Cummings' word, but your word, to search for themselves and seek your face, Father, and to turn back to you. And we ask you to bless and keep us as we go our separate ways, as we say goodnight, as we do what we would normally do once this time is done. We just say thank you and we lift your name on high. We praise you and worship you and give you all the glory that is only due you. And in your son Yahweh's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Good night. See you in a little bit.
Good night. I know. We got to run over there. Yes. Good job.